you. We got a problem. 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 It's probably you. Yeah, we got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah, we got a problem. We got a problem. We got a problem.
Yo, what is poppin', people? Cobra Star Green back with you in the video. Y'all first time finding my channel or anything like that, you guys have hit the subscribe button, also like the video. Yes, today I know it's a little late on the review. That's on me. That's on me. But I will be reviewing today DC League of Super Pets. Now I did not know pets in the DC universe even existed like this. But we're gonna go ahead and review this. Now, first thing I am mad about is the screening I went to go see this early was on a Tuesday morning. Usually if they do early screenings, usually Tuesday night or even Saturday morning, right? But this was a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. I did not want to be there, especially for DC League of Super Pets. Okay, now that's just, you know what I'm saying, just a little quick thoughts, but it ain't no, review or anything like that. I just thought, especially with the screening being last second, it should not have been at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, one thing I will talk about this movie is what I just said. I will not hold that against the film. My review and my feelings on the film will be mine of my own. Now, you guys might have seen me on Double Toasted and stuff like that. This will be more me in depth on maybe some things I might have said over there. So the first thing with this movie, man, when it came down to it, I never saw a trailer or anything like that. This will be a spoiler review, but is there really any spoilers? So, I mean, it's kind of weird. So, when it came out to this movie, and the first thing I realized was this movie is packed with stars in it. And something like that really scares me when I see a movie. When I see a movie, like if you guys have seen Netflix films, Red Notice, even The Gray Man, it's just packed with a bunch of stars. And usually that doesn't mean the movie's gonna be well, because all the money is spent on the stars. They're not spent on finding somebody that can really write a script. Now, did that fall victim to the same thing here? I think yes in some aspects and no in other aspects. I'm gonna talk about it here. So first thing I recognize in this movie, and he's pretty much the main character here, is you have old boy Dwayne Johnson as Krypto. He's pretty much Superman's dog in the film, and he has pretty much the same powers as Superman and that nature. And for Dwayne Johnson, I like seeing Dwayne Johnson on screen. I really don't like seeing Dwayne Johnson voice act, because I've always thought that he's very hit or miss when it comes to Dwayne Johnson when it comes to voice acting. And in this film, you know what? I'm gonna say him voicing Krypto didn't bother me. And it was very surprising to me, because when I first sat down and I was watching the film, I'm like, I know after a while Dwayne Johnson's gonna start to make me mad about how he's voice acting. And sitting here watching the film, about an hour into the film, I was like, you know what? Dwayne Johnson really isn't that bad. He's not the character that elevates the movie and makes it better, but he doesn't do bad. There's one dude I do think that, and it's gonna hurt me to say this because this is one of my favorite people in life, but there is one person in the movie that I just was not getting down with character. And people told me that this film was recorded during COVID. So Dwayne Johnson and another character weren't in the same room. And you could kind of tell that if you watch the movie a little bit. I'm going to talk about Ace Bathound, aka Kevin Hart in the film. I don't know what time they had Kevin Hart record his lines, but I swear to me it sounded like he just got out of bed. Like, you can tell Dwayne Johnson recorded his lines in one studio, and Kevin Hart recorded his lines in a whole nother studio. You can just tell. Like, if you sit there and you watch it, you're like, holy crap. Like, just the tone and their voices and even like the mic quality just sounds different. And it doesn't sound, it's not a good type of different. It was kind of like a bothered me type of different. And with Kevin Hart, like I said, I really felt like his voice was a little raspy. And it was like a little dull. And like I said, it kind of just sounded like he just woke up. And I always, that was one character that kind of bothered me, was Kevin Hart as Ace. And it's crazy, like I said, because Kevin Hart is one of my favorite people in life, man. He's somebody I look up to for inspiration and motivation. And for me to say that he was the character I didn't like in the movie, Man, that hurts me. And it's crazy because I've been the one person to always defend Kevin Hart. I'm always telling people, like, they'll see Kevin Hart in certain movies and they be like, Kevin Hart was terrible. I was like, no, I really think Kevin Hart can act. If you've seen Father Time, Kevin Hart does an amazing job in Father Time. Why am I putting a picture of the dog out? But it was just in here, I just was like, I don't like him here. I just didn't like him in this movie. And even the chemistry between whenever Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart end up meeting up, I just thought that the chemistry didn't feel earned. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel authentic. It just felt like, oh, we gotta force these two to have some type of relationship. You know, and I did not like that. You know, a thing this film really suffers from is the writing. The writing is just god awful. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The writing is half-ass in this movie. So yeah, maybe it wasn't fully Kevin Hart's fault, but yeah, that writing just, oh my goodness. Now, I'm gonna get on some things I did like. One thing I did like, and I'm gonna talk about the plot in just a second. 'Cause I haven't talked about the plot. And the plot, I'll kind of go into a little bit of a spoiler. That's why I'm kind of labeling a spoiler review just a little bit. But one thing I did like, I'm gonna talk about it, and maybe this is something nobody else will say in their review. But I did like how they did Superman. They did and I'm probably gonna catch hell from these Zack Snyder fans, but they did Superman 10 times better than Zack Snyder has ever done Superman in this film. He's not even the main character. John Krasinski, aka the dude that played in Multiverse of Madness, Mr. Fantastic. He voiced Superman. I didn't know that was even him voicing Superman. That's how great of a job he did. But how you see Superman's human side in this film. And if you read the comics, that's how he is in the comics. You see a lot of, I know Superman's not from here, he's from Krypton or whatever, but when he comes to Earth, there's a lot of things that make him human. In Zack Snyder's movies, you don't see that at all with Superman. And I'm I didn't even put that, I didn't put this up. But I am so happy that they did him justice. I'm so, and Man is still one of my favorite movies. But my biggest complaint about that movie was how they represented Superman. You rarely saw a human side Superman. 2 hours 30 minutes, we never saw Superman, we never saw Superman become a human or do human things. But in this movie, DC League of Super Pets, you see a bunch of that. Like this is stuff I like right here. Let me see Superman do human things, him buying pets, him shaving hair. You know, like, wow, why did a cartoon have to be the first adaptation in a while that I've seen do it? Now I know like in the other movies, the ones that came out a long time ago, they've shown Superman doing stuff like this. But I ain't seen those, all right? I've only seen those goddamn Zack Snyder ones. So, big points up to the whoever decided to make Superman a goddamn human being in this film. Great job. John Krasinski, great job on Superman. Now, another thing I can say is this was like the first time in a while that we've seen the Justice League kind of on screen together. Like, cause you guys know Zack Snyder and the other DC stuff. You really don't see, you know, our Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. You know, they make Green Lantern a woman in this movie, which I never noticed them to do that. All these Cyborg, or they do Cyborg wrong. I'm gonna talk about Cyborg in a second. Aquaman, you see them all team up together, and it kind of reminded me of like the Harley Quinn show. How they're there, but they're kind of like in the background. The main focus ain't on them, and I really did appreciate how they did the goddamn Justice League in this film, even though they get captured like instantly. But I really did appreciate how they did the Justice League. Like I said, the main focus isn't on them; it's on these goddamn pets here, you know. And I think this is a drawback really quickly, but I hate at the end of the movie when like villains or the plot has to become bigger than what it should be. Like at the end of the film, like goddamn pig gets big as hell. It just stuff gets bigger for no reason when it's. I just hate stuff like that. Now we'll talk about the plot just really quickly. So pretty much you know, you have all your superheroes, Superman, Batman, all these characters end up getting captured. Now they didn't get captured by Lex Luthor, which big shout out to whoever voiced Lex Luthor, because I really think they did a really good job. They weren't in there that much, but I think they did a really good job. But all these superheroes are getting captured by a goddamn guinea pig, aka Lulu. Now I thought that was a spoiler, but I guess they showcased it in the trailer. I didn't know that. I never watched the trailer before I saw the movie. But they're all getting captured by these by this guinea pig, and the guinea pig is trying to save the world. And the only thing that can stop the guinea pig from saving the world is the pets, pretty much. Kevin Hart, whoever, Dwayne, all that, and they have to learn how to coexist with one another and be on the same page to actually save the world. And along the way, they all get powers, which is whatever. But you know what? The first half of the movie is crazy because I didn't think this review would be as long. I really thought I'd be talking for like 5 minutes and that's it. But I'm gonna say a couple more things. I'm gonna get up out of here because this is a kids movie. I ain't gotta really explain too much on this one. When it came to this movie, I really wasn't messing with the first half of this movie. I'll say, I really wasn't messing with the first half of this movie. I think the first half is very slow, and it's boring. And it's boring in some parts. But I'm not gonna lie. There's a certain part in the movie where the movie kind of just flips and it just becomes a better film. And it becomes a better film when a certain character pops up. Let me pull up the certain character so you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Now, there's a certain character. It's crazy because I forgot to even pull this character up. That's on me. But whenever you see Lulu, let me find the actor's name. Lulu, aka Kate McKinnon, she completely flips the movie around. I remember I at first wrote down in my notes that it really, to me, felt like a lot of actors didn't want to be there, but she was the only one to give a damn. Whenever you get her villain, her little origin story, how she worked with Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor was like, "F you, I don't care about you." And we started to get more into her character and how she wants to take over the world. She really made the movie great. I feel like not great, but she made the movie good. I would say, great's a strong word, honestly. But she made the movie so much better than what it was. And like I said, I didn't even know it was even her voicing the character. But it's like, once you see her, I know she's kind of like that one-note villain. She's like, I just want to rule the world and bow down to me and stuff like that. But what they do with her character, like there's certain instances, like this is like a PG movie or a G movie, and she's like cussing a little bit. But when she cusses, they kind of like bleep it out, which is really weird because what's the point of even saying it? But man, Kate, you did such an amazing job with voice. Like I said, I wrote it first in my notes. I was like, I felt like she was the only one that actually give a damn. Then I was like, well, Dwayne didn't do that bad. None of these other characters didn't do that bad either. But yeah, man, Kate McKinnon, she brought the movie up like crazy. Now, one thing I'm gonna complain about this film, and I'm gonna get up out of here and get my rating, is this movie. Now, look, I know I am not the targeted audience for this film. Yes, I know that. Duh. But when it came to jokes in this film, oh my gosh, they were awful. Let me get close to this mic. Let me see. They were awful. I don't think I laughed at a single joke in this film. And don't be like, you weren't the targeted audience, Cobra. I don't care. I've been to kids' movies where I've laughed my ass off before. This one had a bunch of jokes that just completely fall flat. And some of them kind of surrounded Keanu Reeves' Batman, which I thought he was all right. Because Keanu Reeves didn't do much. All you got to do is use his regular deep-ass voice. But, yeah, the jokes in this film. Now, I want to know y'all guys' thoughts if you guys have seen it. How did y'all feel about the jokes? Because the jokes to me just bothered me. And it was the first time in a while I was like, I really wish there was no jokes in this film. I really wish this was serious. Because whenever they made the jokes, I was like, yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm hating this. Because like I said, they're all flat. They're all flat, pretty much. But you know what? I'll just get my rating out the way. I'll just say my rating. Get it out the way. Look, for me, you have to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning to go see this goddamn movie on a Tuesday. It was already looking downhill from there. And even the first 40 minutes or the first even 30, 20 minutes, I can't remember. It was looking downhill. And I was just like, man, I can't wait for this movie to be over. That's how I was feeling in that first 20 to 30 minutes. But whenever you get introduced to Lulu, I really think she really upped the movie. She really made the movie good instead of just boring. It was good because of her. And if I ever were to see this movie again, which I don't think I ever would, but it would be to see Lulu's performance again. She, like I said, she really elevated the movie. And you know, when you have a bunch of star casting, you got Dwayne, Kevin, John. You even have Ben that even voiced Sonic. Keanu Reeves, Mark Maron as Lex Luthor. You know, when you have all these characters or all these stars in a property, especially when you're voice acting, it can be a little bad because you're just like, okay, we're just gonna throw star power at a movie. But what I'll say is this movie didn't all the way feel like that. It felt like all these characters and what was going on actually fit. Like, it didn't feel like, oh, we're just throwing a bunch of stars at this and we don't know what the hell we're doing. It really felt like once Lulu got on screen and her mission was all there, that's when the movie really started pacing and started getting along. So you know what? I really thought I was gonna go into this giving this movie like a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10 at most. I'm gonna give this, I think it's fair, 7 out of 10. You know, this is a kid's movie. If you're a grown-ass adult and you go see this by yourself, get out the theater, weirdo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, take your kids to go see this, man. This is a very fun movie, you know? There's not much too more to say about this. I was going to go on and on. I had a bunch of notes I didn't even decide to talk about in the review because I just felt like they weren't needed. But yeah, man. Yeah, y'all first time finding my channel. It's crazy. I'm labeling this a spoiler review. Just off the fact because Lulu's a villain, but I don't know. Other than that, man, y'all first time finding my channel, subscribe button, also the video. Tell me your thoughts, complaints, criticisms, whatever down below. See you next one, man. Peace.